Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to a big networking event, so I wanted to show you how I was doing my makeup. I'm using the Silk. It's a pore and wrinkle minimizer and a makeup primer. So I'm getting that all in, mainly where I have large pores and around my eyes in case I have any of those like crow's feet. And I do want a little bit more of a full coverage, so I'm going in before my foundation with my medium color correcting tinted moisturizer and just getting that all in there. Yep. So by doing that, it's cutting out, all that redness I have from my blemishes and trying to cover some of that up before I put my foundation on. So yeah. Now I'm going in with a dab, a teeny bit of the pearlizer. I don't have, all the eyeshadows I have right now are the matte browns and the black. So I'm just putting that on my eyes just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Yep, and now I'm going in with Mocha Java on a more flat eyeshadow brush and gonna just put that all over my lid. And then kind of turn the brush sideways to brush it through the crease to blend it out. This stuff, you want to do one eye at a time with the Shadow Sense and blend. And just keep blending. And then blend a little bit more. Till it's completely, no sharp lines and all that. Unless you're going for a cut crease, then you can do a sharp line. But if you're not going for a cut crease, just keep blending and blending and blending. And now I'm going in with my newest one. It's Garnet. It's a darker brown. So it's in, the same family as Mocha Java, just that couple shades darker, like a chocolate brown. And I'm mainly going in the crease and that outer edge, making like a V, and then slowly gonna bring it towards the center of the eyelid. Trying to do that smoke out look where it starts, on the inner corner, it's a lighter, and then it's gonna get darker and fade out to black eventually. So I'm going in between a short hair dome brush and a long hair dome brush. The short hair is going to get the color right where you want it. And you're going to get the most color out of that, but then you can't really blend with the short hair. So you're going to go in with the long hair dome brush and blend that out. So now I'm going to do the other eyeball. And the same thing, just kind of go in a V on the outer edge and then slowly work your way in. When you're going in with the Shadow Sense, it is totally fine if you want to start with a little bit of color. You can always add more. You can't take it back, especially once that stuff dries, it ain't moving. So another thing is you definitely want to do one eyelid at a time, because if you were to put the color on one and then put the color on the other and then go back to the first one to try to blend it out, by the time you do that and get to your other eye that has already had the color sitting on for a good few minutes, you ain't going to be able to blend it out. So now I'm going in with that same short hair dome brush with Onyx. It is our black. And doing kind of the same thing in a V motion, but I'm not going to bring it into the center. I'm going to keep it out on the outer edge. And what I kind of did was what I was just saying is, I put a little bit of color on one eye and put a little bit of color on the other eye because I got too much on my brush. But if you're going to do that, but you got to go fast. So that's what I had to do, was go back and forth. And now I'm kind of pushing it up. I have hooded eyes, so trying to get that color above my crease so you can see it. But yeah, so now I'm going back in with Onyx and a stiff angled brush and doing a very small little liner, nothing dramatic. Since I do have hooded eyes, I try to keep my eyeliner small. Not too thick, because if I make it too thick, when I open my eyes, you ain't gonna see no color. So just a really thin line. Now I'm taking whatever is left over on the brush and getting it up in my waterline. That'll make your eyelashes look thicker. Now going in with the other eye, and since you're literally just using just a tad bit, you could wear these eyeshadows every day and it'll still last you a year or more. And shelf life is 2 years. 2 years. So it'll probably get bad before you use all of it. But also, if you've had it for 2 years, it might be time to get a new one anyways. Or get you a new color that you wear every day. Alright, so happy with that. Now going in with my foundation. I've been using the color Tan. And the reason I put it on my arm is because I stipple it. So I try to get the brush fully covered. All those little bristles fully covered before I start stippling it on. And yep, I use up every single bit. So trying to wipe the rest off on my neck so I can get every bit of that foundation on there. And it's literally one pump. Foundation's gonna last you 4 to 6 months, and it's great coverage. Just stippling that on, getting a bunch of little pinholes of foundation so it looks airbrushed. Now I'm going back with the Mocha Java. I will soon, actually, this coming up Monday, I will be having the bronzer blush scents. But since I don't have that, I'm going to use Mocha Java because it's a pretty good neutral brown, and putting that in where I would normally contour. And just doing like 2 or 3 little dots and just blend down from the top of your earlobe to the corner of your mouth, but try not to pass the center of your eye. Once you get past the center of your eye and go in, you start kind of looking more like a drag queen, because you know you're really making it sharp in there. And so blend that out and then kind of brush it upwards, because you want that, you want it to lift your cheeks. So I have a 5 head. Yep. So putting a little bit up there to shade in my forehead, and now using whatever's left on the brush to just kind of contour my nose and under my lip. Putting that shadow under your lip will give the appearance of a larger lip. So yeah, or you can use our lip volumizer, which I've been using, and it's the bomb. So now I'm going in with Chocolate Cherry blush scents. It's a really pretty, it's got that little pink from the cherry, but it's a much more calmed down version of the cherry. But yeah, I've got that in cherry right now. Getting terracotta on Monday. I'm super excited about that. And just keep blending. And now going in with, which I forgot my pearlizer. I'm going to go back and put that on in just a second. But I unscrewed the lid to the translucent powder just to get that smaller brush in there so I can get up under my eyes and in, the areas that I, normally wear off the quickest. I have oily skin, so I get those certain patches that get oily faster than others. Now I'm going in with the pearlizer. And just getting that on the high points to try to highlight. You can see from the sunlight that pearlescent look. Now putting the lid back on to use the brush that it comes with. This is a great thing to carry around with you. If you have oily skin like I do, that is amazing. You don't have to bring a brush or anything. You just knock on the bottom. There's a little sponge underneath the brush that soaks up the powder and pushes it through the brush. And that's all you gotta do. Hit the bottom and swipe around. Alright. Now just taking a little bit more of that Mocha Java under the bottom lash line, just to blend it all so I don't, have all that color up top and then nothing on the bottom lash line. So putting a little bit down there just to blend, 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 blend. And now what I did is I took my angled brush that I had the black onyx on and was going to rub the little bit on the bottom that was left over on the brush, but it had dried, and I was kind of glad it did because I was happy with the way it came out. I'm just brushing out my eyebrows using our Brow Sense in the color Light, and I have pretty full eyebrows. I normally don't fill them in, but just kind of trying to get those inner corners where they're a little bit scarce. And that is Sadie. I guess Sadie heard me. Introduce Sadie. Uh-huh. Now just slowly filling them in. And the brush is a very narrow, almost kind of like a little flimsy brush, so very easy to make it'll look like hairs. Really cool. Now going in with mascara, and I use the black mascara with the Under Sense, and just curling my lashes first. Been using the Lash Extend, and it is working very quickly, actually. Yep, so just getting all that Under Sense all on my top eyelashes. Some people also put it on their bottom eyelashes. I don't, but I haven't tried it, so I can't really say it's a bad thing or not. Huh? Yep. Now gonna do my black mascara. Just pretty much like, normal mascara. Get it all in there. The other thing with this is this stuff dries really quickly too. A lot of that's the main thing, dries quickly and it doesn't move. So I think too, I tried to speed up the video a little bit at the beginning because the video was really long. It was almost like 30 minutes. But I must have missed this part because I am going slow. I am just taking my time putting my mascara on. Okay, now I'm going to do one last pass through just for S&Gs. Oh, and with the translucent powder, the little black brush it comes with, sometimes the little bristles will fall out. So you got to make sure you get those off. I'm walking around with black bristles. Now I'm just making sure my lips are dry for my lip sense, which I couldn't, that was like the hardest thing to choose a color. So I wanted to use one of my new colors that I recently got. I'm testing out, I think it was, oh my gosh, Precious Rose, is that the name of it? I've got all my stripes on my hand. So I'm putting it on my hand to see if I like it. So I end up wearing that, and it lasted maybe 30 minutes. And since I was going to a big networking event, my mom made me change my lip color because she said that I was going to a networking event. I needed to have some bright lips on, so I changed to Kiss for a Cause, which was actually a pretty good idea because it's a really good color. And I was worried with all my eyeshadow that a bright color was just going to be too much, but it was not at all. So just doing my 3 layers. Okay, so now I'm going in with my 3rd and final layer. Make sure you want to kind of start on one corner and go swipe just one way. Try not to go back and forth because then the color is going to start to glump together and look way thick and, you know, possibly kind of glumpy on your lips. But especially once you get into like that 3rd layer. Make sure you get your waterline and let that dry. I was trying to let it dry a little bit longer, but normally about 5 to 10 seconds is good. Just dry, 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 dry. I'm just using the glossy gloss, getting that all in there. All of the gloss has vitamin E and shea butter. So if you feel like, if you're really scared that the Lip Sense color is going to dry your lips out, it's not. Because you have to put the gloss on. The gloss is what keeps your color on, and it's what keeps your lips moisturized, and your lips will soak that up. So, done. And I got some some color on my teeth. I must have done that when I was getting my waterline. See, it's what happens. I was going slow, but I was trying to rush.